Sorry, none of these look like basketball logos. I've never seen this in my life.
Damn, that look like where an axe murderer is keeping all this stuff in the closet.
Oh, the New York Yankees.
Insurance.
Buffaloes, right?
Somebody kill a moose.
This is the Brooklyn Bridge
yeah.
in a basketball.
Two question mark trying to make love.
I don't believe that that's a real one.
Pelicans.
No, look like.
It's a pelican.
No, it's not a pelican. You know what it is?
What is it?
I know what it is. That's an alien land in Coney Island.
Something out in the middle of the country.
Lionsgate basketball.
PD, Police Department.
Shazam!
Tigers? LSU Tigers?
Pennsylvania.
Phillies?
The Stallions.
The sunset of the moon had a baby.
The exploding field goal.
Honestly, the Hot Chili Peppers.
KFC.
Ant-Man's wife.
76.
76 and stars.
Yeah.
Mr. America captain, baseball team.
LA ball.
Arr!
Basketball on fire.
On fire, yeah.
Ring on fire, basketball.
Wow.
Oh.
Mariners.
No, the Rockies.
The Clovers.
The Blue Bears.
All right, ITL is back and it's better than ever. Welcome, San Antonio, Texas, the Into Lab podcast featuring myself, Ernest Silva, Doc E, for some of y'all newbies joining us, and we have right here on my left, Londo Mendoza. What is up, brother?
What's going on, guys? You get the thumb and the whole body today.
Yeah, Londo on camera. Londo on camera. Not to mention, we have on from the Last Call podcast, Chris Connor. What is up, brother?
Not much. Just got done dropping an interview with UFC flyweight Diana the Witch Barbosa. So I'm looking forward to talking some football and basketball with you guys.
That's right. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome. We got a large audience. It's going to be some fun today. I'm riding the high of the Shiba coin from yesterday and the low of the Shiba coin for today. But if you're joining us, join the pity party, comment below. Tell me if you're riding the wave also. But if you are in the United States, you already know.
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
That is right. It is Super Tuesday here in America. And if you didn't go out and vote, no big shame. Go vote in the general election. But hashtag what's in your DNA. We're going to talk all about the fun stuff today. We're going to have some fun. Go over all the NBA topics, all the March Madness topics, go into some NFL, and then see what your comments are on where you're at with Shiba Inu coin. Are you actually riding the wave? If you are, tell me how far you are in, and if it's been hurting you as much as it's hurting me today not to look at it. If you didn't see it before, Chris Connor with the Last Call podcast joining us today, and of course, Londo Mendoza at Londo4291 also joining us today. Let's get started. Round number one. I got hoops on the mind. And first off and foremost, we're going to start with the king. That's right. LeBron James. Who? LeBron James. That's right. Hits 40,000 points all time. He was already the all-time leader. He's just furthering his legacy. Chris Connor, was this a big deal to you or not?
Yes and no. I mean, look, James had a great career, 40,000. It's nice, but it's okay. I mean, it's the biggest thing has always been either championships or NBA playoff MVPs. So, I mean, do we really care? I mean, do we care at this point? Like, oh yeah, he has 40,000 points. Okay, what?
Pretty crazy that AD actually said that every time that he hits a milestone, he breaks a record, they lose. And to be very frank about it, every time he's broken a record all time, he's 1-13. So really overshadows what his team's success is. LeBron James hits 40,000 points. Congratulations to him. Londo, for you, does that solidify LeBron as the GOAT?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, why not?
What?
My man has
We need a
LeBron
Steve
over
Austin, hell
MJ.
no. What, or even a hell yeah from Steve Austin. Or what? Where is a Steve Austin? You are a Texan, Mr. Silva. Where the hell are your Steve Austin whats?
Hold on, Chris Connor. Does that mean LeBron is the GOAT for you?
Oh, no, he is not even – he is farthest from the GOAT.
Give me a hell yeah.
I like that, Chris Connor. I like that. That's way to go. Way to go there. We're here with Chris Connor from the Last Call podcast. Londo on camera for the first time. Really enjoying it. And LeBron James, not the GOAT for me either. Need some more rings. Need him to have a better record in the finals. I think a lot would agree with that. Let us know in the comments if you agree. LeBron James, not the GOAT over MJ. We move on to some of our San Antonio viewers. Some of y'all would be happy about this. Wemby has surged into most people's top 15 with his last 20 games. Wemby has been on an absolute tear, making his case for all defensive team. San Antonio currently playing the Houston Rockets. So some fan base dilemma here, as most of you are Houston and San Antonio fans watching this show. Houston currently has a 4-point lead, 7.5 minutes left in the fourth. Londo here on my left is a Spurs fan. I'm a Rockets fan, so we're split even in the studio. Shout out to Rachel Gonzalez, our also studio producer, producing from afar, but she is a Rockets fan. So split household there between her and Londo. Chris Connor, is Wemby top 15 for you?
No. And look, I get it. He's going to be great, but top 15, I mean, that's – so you would – all right, so right now, I'm a Celtics alone. Would you trade Wemby right now for a right now Jason Tatum or even Brown? I mean, it's Jaylen Brown. I mean, no. I mean, there's too many guys ahead of him still. He's good. I'll give him top 30, top 40, but top 15, no. It's too early right now.
What? 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 What?
I don't know. Jason Tatum, no.
I mean, if he's top 15, why is there only,
Brown.
12, 11 wins on the Spurs? Like, I'm sorry. If he's top 15, that means that team has really, really underperformed, which means Pop's got to go. Hashtag fire Pop.
Wow. Fire Pop? I
Yes,
definitely don't agree with.
He'll get fired, and everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, he deserved it. He was doing a losing job." What is it here with Pop? It's like, no, we can't fire Pop. He has 6 straight losing seasons. Can't fire Pop. Why not?
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Like, there's
It's not
absolutely
funny. Why is Popovich getting this treatment? I mean, if you say that,
never let him go.
I know they won't
They will
because
never.
there's this fixation. I think that if I ever get married, I wish my wife loves me as much as San Antonio organization loves Pop. They won't do anything. 85 years old, he's barely alive. All right, we're gonna still keep him on the bench. Just no problem. We can't fire him.
Greg Popovich will die a Spur. Like, he will die.
For sure.
He will probably be up like Joe Paterno was for Penn State and be chilling up at the top, watching somewhere with all of the RC families. Just everybody in San Antonio will be chilling with him in their new arena, by the way. And so I didn't comment on it, but I absolutely believe Wemby is surging to top 15. I don't think he's top 15 status person. I think he's probably like a top 20 player right now. But I mean, the height, the length, everything itself, there's a reason why he's been totally unstoppable individually these last 20 games. I think it's slowed down for him. He's finally getting to the point to where he's
right now better
performing. it slowed down, right? Like the rookie slow curve, it's come out, and he's playing at a phenomenal level. I do think a little bit of the rumors of the game slowed down for Europe and got a little soft for Europe. I think it's overplayed a bit, but I do think it benefits Wemby's game. There's a reason why a 7'3" player can dribble the ball and have, these Euro step type of shots and do the step backs in his situation because the game has slowed down a bit. Now, Londo, this is your team, so we'll let you have the final word. For you, is it Wemby to the moon at this point?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's still too early to tell. I would agree with you on that, Chris. Like, I mean, he's doing fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the guy's putting in the work and he is doing great. But do I think he's top 15? It's too soon to tell. I agree with you being top 20, top 25, maybe. But I don't think that I don't think it's something that we should all ride on, I think we need to still find who we are as a team and still try to maybe build around him as a player, but not just, put him out there and expect him to make all the wins and all the hype for us. So that's my take on that.
I completely agree. If you think Wemby's a top 20 player, comment below and let us know what your thoughts are. Also, if you're on the Shiba train, go find and ride the Shiba coin. Go put in your money. I guarantee we are going to ride this out. We have all of our money there. And Rachel is in the comments. She was gonna watch this. Let's see what she has. To the point last show, we have to hold our coach accountable, just like we'd hold Steve Kerr with Golden State. We have to be objective. Do the Spurs really not need another stadium either? How many stadiums do we need for one team? It's a fantastic point. Like building a whole nother stadium downtown. I don't know, Chris Conner, if you heard about this, but the one reason why the Spurs are trying to keep Wemby happy, keep him here in San Antonio, building a whole area downtown near what we have, the Stratosphere. And I gotta admit, like, they didn't fulfill a lot of West Side or East Side promises, which has become a big local issue. Yeah. And now they're trying to build this brand new state-of-the-art stadium downtown. That's become a huge issue in San Antonio, as well as now they have a private practice facility that's now located elsewhere. Mm-hmm. That's becoming exclusive. So just a lot of like rumors of the high-end issues. And Rachel says we have enough traffic already. And Rachel's not far from there. She's absolutely on point. I'm really glad I'm not downtown personally. Speaking of Golden State, can we talk about a shit show right now in Golden State? No. Like holy shit, they lost by 50 to the Celtics. That's nuts.
Oh my, I did not know that.
They lost by 50. Yeah.
Jesus.
I forget, Lonnie, you're actually a Celtics fan too, aren't you?
Yeah.
I forget about that. Chris Conner, any last take on Wemby?
Just, look, I think he's going to be top 15 eventually. It's not right now, and I hate to do this to all the Texans people because I know you love Wemby, but he's going to leave. He eventually will leave for brighter pastures, whether it's New York, whether it's LA, whether it's Miami, and then what? Do you then fire Pop or will they blame Wemby for instead of Pop? I just want to know these things here.
They will not. They will not blame either of them. I think they're going to blame the roster at that point. It's going to be why they didn't fill it together. Trey Young to San Antonio, probably the next big thing. If you are watching and you're riding the Shiba train, that means you're riding with me. We have been all about it all the time here. Comment where you're at. Where are we at? Are we surging or are we still tanking? We're not watching today. We're not watching. Don't just let us know what it is. We're going to move on. We're going to talk a little bit about March Madness. The schedule starts now. Today's an off-season episode because we don't have those big conference games. It starts next week. Chris Conner, are you watching every single conference tournament to be ready for March Madness?
No, because it's basically bullshit. I mean, let's face it. We've seen too many teams where they win their conference and we're like, all right, we're going to win the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, they lose in the first round to like FAU or Princeton. And you're like, what the hell? So no, that is what March Madness is. It's just chaos. It always has been chaos. There's going to be a number one seed that loses again, like to a 9th seed. There's going to be some conference champion that loses to a 14th seed. I don't care anymore. It's just give me the bracket. Let me just pick wildly, and hopefully, I win more picks than I lose picks.
So, are you saying March Madness is madness?
It's madness. It's freaking nuts. I will be watching every conference tournament. I gave this advice to somebody who asked me, gave a comment. They also called me, and I was like, okay, let's talk it out. And I said, go watch the top 4 seeds to the top 6 seeds of every top 5 tournament. Those are the ones you want to watch. And then go watch the finals of every mid-major. And then go see who gets those little bottom spots from the very strong conferences. And that's how you kind of pick your winners and losers. Go find those who has the most, age-worthy starters, who has the ones that are not, on the younger side, who can shoot the 3 efficiently. Like, go and play those odds when it comes to March Madness. Right now, you're in research phase. So for all of you who follow the show, who have not followed the show, click that follow button, click that like button on the Into the Lab Pod, at Into the Lab Pod on every single social platform, or the Sport Gene on twitch.tv. Okay, so we're talking March Madness. We're talking about the big tournaments. For me, Big 12, ACC, Big 10. Londo, for you, are you going to watch any college basketball before the bracketology starts?
No.
At least you're honest like that. But you are going to fill out some brackets for the $1 million.
Yeah, I will do that.
I mean, you have to. Chris Connor, are you filling out brackets this year?
I'll probably fill out one for free, but no, because I always lose. Like, okay, you guys tricked me into, oh yeah, North Carolina's going to win the whole thing. And then what happens? North Carolina gets bounced in like the second round. Or, hey, you know what? This is a year that UConn does it again, back to back. And then UConn loses like the first round to like some 15 seed. I've learned my lesson. I know nothing about college basketball in the playoffs, March Madness. I admit it. So I am just going to sit back and watch, and just watch as people after like the first round tear up their bracket, start crying and drinking and going, why did we pick Arizona State over Nevada in the first round? Why?
I mean, you had to.
Why did we pick USC to go all the way?
Because you're a big USC fan.
But trust me, it's all about Texas. Just Luke, sports scientist Just Luke in the chat. Hi, friends. Welcome back, Luke. We'd love to hear some of your comments on March Madness. I know your team is definitely the Longhorns, so I'd love to hear what you're going with March Madness. If you're just tuning in and you're not part of our regular audience, I'll tell you right now, hashtag Shiba Rising. We are pushing it out there. Go push that coin. We are pushing Shiba Inu coin on this show and all the other shows going forward. We are on the rise. 1 penny. Penny is the goal. Penny is the goal. Londo's invested his life savings. Rachel's invested her life savings. Chris Connor is right now investing his life savings. Mm-hmm. We are going all about it on tonight's show. But right after this, we are going on a small commercial break. But if you're just tuning in, you want a chance to win some more money to put into Shiba Coin, we have our bracket challenge. You don't need to know anything about college basketball. Londo just admitted that he does not watch a single game of college basketball, and then he puts a bunch of brackets out there to win it. There's $1 million prizes here on ITL. It's a $100 prize. You get a chance to put unlimited brackets in our bracket challenge. We are posting that link out next week. ITL bracket challenge. We do it every year. We had, I think, close to 12,000 entries last year. Winner got the $100. You got a featured spot on this show. Wow. If you win, I'll bring you on the show. We'll have some fun. We'll talk some hoops. Go ahead and do it, or we'll just talk some Shiba Coin. Hi, ITL Bracket Challenge. Look for that next week. All right, guys. If you're not familiar with our team, we do have a stream team that we like to feature here at the Sport Gene. We call them the BCMG Stream Team. Very vintage. Rachel's saying, I want to attend. When does the tournament come to San Antonio? We will look up that next bit. I think it's in a couple of years, Rach. We are all going. If it's here in San Antonio, we are all absolutely going. Even in Houston, we're going. But check out the stream team, and then we're going to come back and talk some football. Let's roll it.
Jill going down the hill, gonna go fetch Jack in his little pill. Jack feeling down and that's pretty bad. Let's go.
Oh, yo, clip that headshot.
No. A pistol. What? Okay, that didn't count.
Woo, let's go, baby, clutch it up. Yeah, I like it.
What? No way. Did that precision just kill me?
Let's go!
Nice, Papa.
Papa with the clutch kill at the end. Let's go.
Oh, I missed. That was bad.
Got him.
Nice.
Man, I'm going to go steal their shit.
That is definitely green.
You're dumb and it's orange.
We're both wrong, red.
I could get that solo if I tried it a couple times, but we'll come back to it.
I'm fucking dick right now. Holy shit. Like, I fucking suck right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right, we are back. We are back. Having some fun here in San Antonio, Texas, the Interlap podcast featuring Chris Connor with the Last Call podcast. And we are going to talk some football next. If you're new to the show, featuring on my left is Londo Mendoza, in-studio producer. Rachel Gonzalez is our virtual producer today. Let's talk one of my favorite headlines. And we've talked about it for the last couple of weeks. It's that cheaply new rising coin. That's right. And I'm just kidding. That's not where we're going. But we're hoping to push that up. Go put your life savings. We're doing it. We're all pushing for that penny. We're pushing that penny here on this show. It's Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is not franchise tag. Breaking news coming out of the gate. Let's roll that light. That's right. Breaking news. Saquon Barkley is not being franchise tag, which means the stock is rising on Saquon. Okay, guys, where is he going to play? Chris Connor, you get the privileges of going first. Where does he play football?
You know what? It sounds weird. I know it's going to sound weird. Chargers. They keep, because all you've heard from Chargers right now, from Harbaugh and from OC there, Greg Roman, was, hey, we're going to run the ball a lot more. Imagine a running game with Justin Herbert. That makes sense. Right. He's a power runner. That that offensive line needs help with a guy who can run the ball hard. Harbaugh wants to win. He's not going to settle for like a 6-win season. That will kill him. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Saquon Barkley to the Chargers.
Okay, so if you're saying Saquon goes to the Chargers, going to play devil's advocate here, where is Austin Eckler playing football?
I'm going to say New England Patriots. It'll be a short-term deal, but you know what? He's going to try to bounce back. Patriots, have tons of money to spend, and they want to run the ball because whoever their quarterback's going to be is either going to be a rookie or a guy like Jacoby Brissett. So, look, Alex Van Pelt likes running the ball. They're going to run the ball. Might as well get another running back who can take the wear and tear off of Ramondre Stevenson.
That'd be a lot of money going to the running back position. They'd have to pay him, even if it's a short deal. Londo, where do you think Saquon Barkley plays football?
I really don't know, but I am reading here that Texans are looking at him. So I think that would be a really good pick for them, especially with this past season. Now, would they have the money for that? I don't know.
I like the Texans a lot. I honestly think that's probably his first choice to go play behind a line that's revitalized. CJ Stroud to take the pressure off. He adds an extra weapon. They go get a wide receiver in the draft. Kudos to Chris Borak, who actually put that in a chat. I took the words right out of my mouth. Miss you on the show, man. But so I really like that Texans drive. I think that's exactly where Saquon goes.
Yeah.
And if Houston's willing to pay that money, then that's where I think it's a perfect fit. But let's just say hypothetically, there's a fallout. Laramie Tunsil insults his family, whatever it may be, right? Then I think the Raiders are a very interesting place. For two reasons. One, Devontae Adams, and two, Antonio Pierce. I think both of those gentlemen and the culture of Las Vegas football and what Saquon bring to the table, and with Josh Jacobs out the door, the Raiders would be a very strong candidate to land Saquon. But ultimately, this is a Texas podcast, so Houston Texans is where I think this is going.
All the way.
Chris Connor, last 30-second take.
I'm calling it right now. The Houston Texans starting tailback next year is going to be Ezekiel Elliott. That's right. He's going to come back. I'm calling it right now. Ernest, I know you have that jersey, written up somewhere. Zeke from the Texans. You'll welcome him back. You go, Jerry was wrong. I missed you. Just give me the bro hug.
You're going to have to take that jersey.
We want you back, Zeke. We missed you.
This got to be the biggest troll job.
Make it basically just perfect.
The biggest troll job. Let's move on. Speaking of Texans, Dalton Schultz, 3 years, $36 million. He stays a Texan, and he was CJ Stroud's foundational player. He's what bailed him out of a lot of situations. Loved the chemistry he built. He was great in Dallas. He was just as good in Houston. His numbers, weren't the best in the world, but that's what you do when you play clutch, is you get the right possessions in the right situations. Kelsey wasn't Swift's baby the entire time, right? He had a terrible year, but he was clutch in the playoffs. Londo, good signing for Houston?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You need that kind of player on your team. I mean, you need that person that's going to be there at your most dire moments. So definitely.
I completely agree. I think this was the signing to keep the consistency in Houston, and I think we continue to see Houston on the rise offensively, which is crazy because they had a very good offensive year.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Conner, does this keep the needle moving forward for you? More consistency in Houston?
I mean, look, it's somebody that the Texans need to sign. Dalton Schultz is a guy that, look, he is basically allows them to check down over the middle, helps with CJ Stroud not getting killed, and look, it's a good deal. It's 3 years, $36 million, 23.5 guaranteed. It's not a break the bank numbers, but it's also a good number for him. So hey, credit to all parties for making it happen. Now they can look and go, all right, well, who do we target next? Jonathan Gennard? Do we go Michael Owino with the offensive line at guard? They have money to play with now.
Yeah, that's true.
That is crazy truth right there. I'm excited to see what else we're going to do. As far as the Texans go, put the money in the defense. You already mentioned off air, but I'm going to say it here also. Chris Jones is out there dangling, right? Chris Conner, you go make a pass. You say, do you want to be part of the new franchise that's going to be making a legacy out of here? And they're going to dethrone the Chiefs. I don't know. You make that pass if you're me. But I will digress and we will move on.
Who would you rather have, Grenard, or would you have Chris Jones? And remember, if you're getting Chris Jones, that's going to be $30 million a year guaranteed. That's going to be the tricky part. It's like, all right, Grenard is younger. He's the guy that you trust, and he's going to be getting better each year. You're not sure with Jones. This could be he could fall off a cliff once he gets 31 years old, 32 years old.
Yeah, I think if you are. I'm getting distracted because Alperen Sengun of the Houston Rockets scored 45 points tonight, which is nuts. But
wow,
if you are the Texans, you go after Chris Jones, you go after the known, and then if you think Grenard's going to stay at that productivity level and he's worth that money, then you put it into Grenard. But I think that money can be used elsewhere for unproven players and keep building on your talent and keep it young. I don't think you spend that on Grenard if he's asking for money that's high. I wouldn't do it. We're talking on the Into the Lab podcast. If you're watching, if you're a first-time watcher because you're following Shiba Inu and you're on here, you're not in the wrong place. We are talking sports, but Shiba to the penny mark is what we're talking all night long. This studio has been in it 5 days straight. We rode the high. We doubled our money just like everybody else did yesterday. Get Shiba to the penny. Keep your pedal down. Don't pull out. Stay with it. And we are going to continue talking some football right after this quick transition. Mike Evans stays in Tampa. I don't think that surprises Chris Conner very much, but it did surprise me. 2-year, $50 million deal with some extra incentives to get to the $53 million mark. Chris Conner, is this more about Evans staying loyal, or is this about the belief in Mayfield from Evans?
I think it's a bit both. And I also think, look, it's a warm weather team. He's not going to go to a cold place. It's not going to be, he's going to be in a conference, which he's used to. So for him, it's perfect sense. He could go someplace else, and I know the Chiefs are sniffing around. I know that Baltimore was, was looking into him. A lot of teams were looking at, but it's like, all right, this basically signifies that Baker's coming back, probably, that this is, the division is theirs unless something weird or wonky happens, like Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. And for the Buccaneers, all right, hey, this is their stud. This is their, their guy that they can trust to make the big catches when they need it.
I completely agree with that remark. I think Evans is a stud not only for fantasy football, but just for the the Buccaneers offense. He said he was the best receiver in the NFL, and he was going to prove it with whatever quarterback was behind center, and he proved it last year. He was phenomenal. I drafted him everywhere, and if you followed the show, you knew that you were pounding Mike Evans for fantasy football, and knew that the Bucs had a chance last year just to win the division because of Mike Evans. And Baker Mayfield had a resurging year, and all of it. I think he's the culture of Tampa Bay. And so I'm all about it. Londo, any take on Mike Evans before we move on?
No take. Y'all said everything.
Just want everybody to know that we really aren't worthy. Xavier Worthy breaks the record at the NFL Combine. I just had to just hook it right in there and let everybody know that a Longhorn is going to creep up into the top draft. If you want to bet your stock on that, he's currently ranked 27th on draft boards. He's going to go higher. He's going to be one of the top rated receivers taken. It's all about speed. The fastest receiver now listed in this draft. Chris Connor, is it crazy to think that from a fit perspective, some of the teams from 16 to 22 may take a flyer on Worthy right after, maybe the next highest rated one after Marvin Harrison Jr. if he puts it out and puts a great showing at the Combine and any of his outstanding workouts? Do you think that's crazy? Worthy at number 2?
Yes, that's incredibly crazy. I am sorry. Look, I know that you're a Texas guy, and God bless you. I hope Xavier Worthy hires you to be his hype man because you do a great job. But I don't even think Marvin Harrison Jr. is, the number one wide receiver. I mean, you look at some of the guys that, are in this wide receiver class, and that most people have, Worthy is still number 7 on the wide receiver board. I mean, you have Brian Thomas, who, oh, by the way, he ran a 4-point. Oh, no, he's not running yet. But you also have, I'm looking here just at wide receiver alone, and it's Malik Neighbors. Remember him? Oh, yeah. He is, most people think, is the number 1 wide receiver of Marvin Harrison. He's more dynamic. He's more explosive.
I'm not there.
You have – I know you are a Texas man. I give you credit.
Now, Frank Labuda is a Longhorn diehard. Like, he is like,
you have
he
Roma
bleeds
Dunza. You
orange.
have Keon Coleman. Your guy. You have Tony Mitchell. I'm sorry.
So let's pump the brakes there, right?
I'm surprised that Xavier Worthy has not invited you to the family and said, hey.
I'm not worthy then at this point, but I'm going to say right now. Now, Frank says he's skinny. He's not a first rounder. I disagree. I do think that Xavier Worthy will go in the first round. Like, I think he will continue to rise up boards, and I wouldn't be surprised if Adonai Mitchell does too. Like, both receivers for Texas are phenomenal, but Xavier Worthy will get the headlines. He's not only a returner, special teams guy, but he's also going to be a stud in the slot. I think you get a lot of comparisons to players like CeeDee Lamb who have been successful out of the slot with their speed. I would say a team like the Chiefs or a team even like the Bears, if they traded back and got a couple of picks in the first, they would be worthy of getting an Xavier Worthy. So I'm not going to say he's the best because I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is the standard. I know you said Malik Neighbors to you might be the best wide receiver. I disagree. I think it's Marvin Harrison Jr. and then everybody else. But I wouldn't be surprised if Xavier Worthy keeps creeping up the draft boards. And Chris Connor, last 30-second take on this.
When you talk to a lot of draft guys, like the mock draft guy on Twitter, you talk to John Vogel. You even talk to guys like Greg Bedard. A lot of people they talk to say, "Hey, Neighbors is better than Harrison because he's faster, he's more dynamic. Harrison's great when he goes up for contestable pick catches, and he's smooth. But Neighbors, as I said, he's also that SEC guy. Just like a lot of guys, Dante Smith, like Justin Jefferson." Like A.J. Brown, all these guys from the SEC, they just play against the elite. So, look, I think Worthy's good. Could he sneak into the first round around like the 28 to 32? Yes, but damn, that wide receiver class you're looking at, and it's like Troy Franklin. There's another guy here. You have, as you mentioned before, it's Javon Baker, Adonai Mitchell from Texas. Maybe I've talked to people in Texas who say, "Hey, Mitchell is a better wide receiver than Worthy. He's taller. He makes some tougher catches. I mean, look, this is going to be one of the most deep wide receiver drafts we've seen. We could see 10 or 12 guys get picked before pick 60.
Now, you may not think Worthy is worth the first-round pick, or maybe Frank doesn't either. He says he's too injured, too skinny. But I'll tell you what is worth it, Chris Connor. It's the Shiba coin. If you aren't in yet, you need to get in on this. We are pumping Shiba on this show today. We are all in. Londo has been nonstop pumping Shiba since he's been sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an all-night thing.
Chris Connor thinks he's pushing it as well. But right after this short interlude, we are going to talk some J.J. McCarthy, and then we're going to talk about the What If special we have happening on ITL starting after March Madness. It's going to be a really fun series. So stick around and hear what that What If series is all about, NBA edition, right after this short Okay. We're gonna pump the brakes on Worthy. We should probably pump the brakes on McCarthy.
Hold on, I get breaking news. I now have on Twitter authority. Xavier Worthy is inviting Doc Silva to the draft party. If that's true, we need to get you on TV. We need to get you your arm around Worthy, going, thumbs up. Hey, we made it, kid.
That's the dream.
That is us making it. Londo and I would be there. We'd bring the whole setup. We'd sit down with Xavier Worthy as he's waiting for his draft.
We'd have the desk strapped to us.
I might even turn into a DJ that night. And my DJ name would be Sir Round Sound. Thank you very much. Trademark. Let's pump. If we're gonna pump the brakes on Worthy, we might as well pump the brakes on McCarthy, because I am not sold on JJ McCarthy, but it seems like a lot of analysts are loving this offseason JJ McCarthy. And when you win in college football, your name gets put up there with some of the great analysts, and all of a sudden you're feeling really good about yourself. Chris Connor, you are of the same that you wanted to talk some McCarthy today. So let's talk it out. You lead this convo. Where are you with JJ McCarthy?
All right,
right now, people. I was going to say for JJ McCarthy, and I just did an interview with John Vogel, which we're dropping once again. You can check it out on Last Call podcast on Thursday. He talked heavily about how scouts are very impressed with McCarthy's knowledge of the game, how he sees it. They love the moxie he brings. They, when you have a stamp of approval, of course, of Jim Harbaugh, that helps. And look, I can see why. He's tall. He's 6'4", 210. Has a nice arm. And look, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to look and go, hey, he's a winner. He's want to be at a tough level. He was big in those games. He's going to develop more. I could see him going as high as to the Giants at number 5, or even, dare I say, hey, number 9, where the Bears trade to, let's say, the Raiders for some extra picks. Next thing you know, it's the Raiders and J.J. McCarthy on that staff.
Yeah, I'm with you as far as the different opportunities for McCarthy, but if you're the Patriots, isn't McCarthy that guy for you? Isn't he just scream New England? That, as a New England guy, don't you think that, Chris Connor? Doesn't he just scream New England?
I don't know. I mean, as I said, it's with McCarthy. It's the questions I have with McCarthy, and I've addressed this in detail more with John Vogel, but is this Mac Jones 2.0? I mean, all right, great. He won in Michigan. That Michigan offensive line is stacked. That team was loaded for bear. I mean, that's going to be a tough thing if you're New England. Is he going to get better, or is he one of those guys that's a game manager who, how does he do when he doesn't have, the stud offensive line, the 2 running backs who are NFL caliber, and, a defense that's just next level? All right, I don't know. As I said, but he's making it close. And I know there's some people who in New England who love Jaden Daniels, and there's some people in New England who love J.J. McCarthy, because the feeling is, all right, he can win. He can win at the high level, and he knows what it's like to play in bad weather and succeed.
Yeah, I have to agree with the J.J. McCarthy. I think there's a few teams that would take the flyer on him. That's the fit. New England is one. Las Vegas is another. So you mentioned 2 of them. I like Washington as well. I just don't think they spend a high pick on him. If he falls, he goes to Washington. You have Cliff going over there to Washington. I think it makes the most sense also. I like it. Londo, do you like JJ McCarthy top 10?
Yeah. Yeah, I do like him in the top 10. I don't know, but I can see him with New England. That's definitely something I'd be on the lookout for. But I was thinking about the Bears. Could probably use a pick for him, but I don't know. It's tough to say.
So that's a great segue because our final debate topic is around the Bears. But before we do that, for all of you joining, all you newcomers tonight, why are you even watching this? It's because Shiba's GOAT. We are all about the Shiba coin. We have heavily invested into Shiba, and we are just riding the hype. And the last 5 days have been a roller coaster. Today, we haven't been looking, trying to hope that for today's show, we'd be even hyped even more, but down 20%. It's okay. We still have belief. Go pump it up. Shiba to the penny mark, Shiba to the moon. You're all about that on tonight's show. And we're going to be continuing pumping it as we ride into the midnight train, as Shiba will go to the moon all the way to the midnight train. Okay, so our final topic today is about the Chicago Bears, and it is about what we're going to do today, Chris Connor. Are we taking Justin Fields or are we taking Caleb Williams? From all you've heard on Caleb Williams, all that he wants to be with the face of the franchise compared to Justin Fields in his first few years in Chicago and his success. I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you keeping Fields and trading that number one pick back for more assets and more talent, or are you going Caleb Williams? Your call.
I'm going Caleb Williams. He is a smoother passer. And look, I do like Justin Fields, but whenever I look at Fields, it's almost like it's just something's off. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's mental. I don't know if it's physical. I don't know if he's, the guy that you look and go, well, he still needs more work, or this is going to as good as going to get. But when Caleb Williams is playing great, I mean, he can just roll from the pocket, make throws from everywhere. He has the talent. And I think if you're the Bears, it also allows you to go, okay, if we stumble next year a bit, hey, we're breaking a new quarterback. You got to give us some time.
That's true. That's true. Now, it's tough for me because who trades for the Bears? Like, is it Atlanta? Like, does Atlanta trade back to get Fields, right? And then now the Bears have Caleb Williams and another top 10 pick. Like, that to me is what the package would be, right? If you're able to get a Williams and a Harrison Jr. together, like, do you make that? Like, I make that all day. Wouldn't you, Chris Connor?
Yeah, but it's just if Caleb Williams goes number one, I mean, I don't see Marvin Harrison unfortunately dropping below 5. So more likely, if it's the Bears, it's like, all right, do you go for another wide receiver like a Malik Neighbors or Roman Adunze? Do you go Talise Fuaga, the offensive tackle from Oregon State, plug up the offensive line? Do you go settle for a defensive tackle like your buddy Byron Murphy II?
Everybody's my guy now, Londo. Everybody's my guy.
Hey, he's a Texas guy. Yeah,
I know.
Every Texas player is like into the bosom. Like, all right, hey, you're part of the family.
I thought you were going to say Xavier Worthy. I was going to be all about it. All right, so well, you know what? I didn't even get Londo found this out. Londo, you want to give your shout out before we go on? Before we end tonight's show?
Oh yeah. Happy birthday to Justin Fields.
Londo would keep Justin Fields because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Justin Fields.
No, I wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. He would not. He's cutthroat. So if you're tuning in for the first time, we are pumping Shiba Inu coin. Welcome to all of our new viewers. If you are a current viewer, we have the betting trends. March Madness is upon us. We go full college basketball mode, tied in with all the hot topics around the offseason for the next 4 weeks. But the biggest piece is after March Madness, we are doing our first ever What If NBA edition here on ITL. Mark, It's Rated Mark, has been doing the research. We are getting things ready. If you have a favorite NBA team or you just want to see some What If video gaming, this is the show for you. We are going to take the last what is it, 20? No, the last 30 years of NBA playoffs week by week and dissect if those teams advanced in each round and took the best player off each team, would we have the same winners year after year after year, and simulate that up to see how different the simulation is compared to the simulation it is out here. So we are going to compare and have some fun. Kenny Cotterell, Londo, Chris Connor, Chris Borak, everybody's going to be on show. We're going to do some fun times, and you guys can either debate with us or tell us how bad we are about picking other teams' players and adding them to our teams. Maybe the Rockets finally get a championship in the teens, the 20 teens. But we're excited. What if NBA Edition starting after the championship is revealed and the champions revealed for March Madness? Hopefully it's Texas, and we move on. But that is tonight's show. I'll keep flashing it. Sheba is GOAT. Go pump Sheba. Sheba. And put that in there. We are having some fun tonight. We appreciate all of you who joined us tonight. If it's your first time listening, you just hit that follow button. Add Into the Lab Pod on every social platform, or at the Sport Gene on Twitch. Chris Connor, wonderful episode. Appreciate you as always. Why don't you tell everybody watching tonight where they can find you?
You can check me out once again. It's the lastcallpodcast.com. We just had, once again, UFC flyweight Diana the Witch Barbosa on the show. And this Thursday, we'll be dropping an interview with NFL draft Nick John Vogel, talking about what he learned of the draft, what scouts are looking for, and including news on Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, and some other players there. And once again, you can check me out on x.com/LastCallChrisC. You can check me also on the Facebook with the Last Call Podcast. I'm on Instagram, Last Call with Chris C. And Ernest, this has been, I dare I say, you're almost becoming like family. That's how close we're getting here. It's like, all right, you know what? I might actually have to, start rooting for the Texans. That's how much you're meaning to me now.
I am all about it.
You're not the first, and you won't be the last, Chris.
That's right. We just keep ranking them in here. You know what, Londo? It's always a pleasure to have you on show, and you set up the whole studio by yourself today, so I appreciate you, my man. Go give Londo a follow at Londo4291. He already took the default picture out. It might be a picture of himself, but Londo, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, you can follow me on X at Londo42921, where I post nothing except for what I see on here.
That's right. And Sheba. And Sheba. We are all about it. I appreciate you, my guy. And Rachel, of course, out there, virtual producer at, what is Rachel's now? At TexRay13? I think that's right.
I think that's right, yeah.
I think that's right. Go give her a follow, too. Guys, we appreciate you. I am your host, Ernest Doc E. Silva. Tonight's episode was fun. Off-season talk ends today. We go straight into March Madness mode. Conference championships. We talk about trends next week. We are all college basketball and off-season talk the next 4 weeks. That is right. And maybe the skeleton makes his appearance finally on ITL Season 5. All right, y'all. Go pump Sheba. We appreciate y'all. Have a great night. And if you're listening, have a great day and great week. And good luck to your teams. Adios.